Hey guys, Luke here and welcome to Season 2, Episode 14 of The Boss. The concept of this series to try and go through as many leagues as possible, just trying to be like a real life coach. But you've seen enough episodes now to realise, what the concept is. If you haven't, go back and watch them. So in this episode, we're real close to clinching the title. I think we might have even clinched it already this stage. I think we got a pretty big lead, although we still got 4 games left, I think. 3 of those being in this episode. So this game here, we're taking on Union Berlin. It's a home game. And here's the Union Berlin lineup. And in other games in this episode, we have an away game against Darmstadt, and then we got another home game against SV Sandhausen. So yeah, this game is against Union Berlin, as you can tell before. And the team lineup, as they go and score a really, really nice goal there with Dash. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. That was just a really good free kick. Great execution. Vezo, our centre back, taking a run there. But in team news, we brought in Koeman, and this is our strongest lineup we can put out. So I'd be really disappointed if we don't pick up any points here. But we're sort of at the stage where, it's hard to find motivation when you've already got the league clinched and that sort of stuff, and you just want to get on to the next season, to be totally honest. But then we're going to push through it anyways. For the most part, apart from that first goal, we've been in control of the game for the most part. We have Paulson here. We've scored a lot of goals like that throughout the season. Just unfortunately for us, it just didn't work out. But then they pick up the ball here, Zenjanula or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. He ended up with the ball, but then Nemec, he ends up scoring a really shitty goal in my opinion. It's a near post goal, so they're the most overpowered in this game, and the computer took advantage of it very well. Credit to them. We go in sliding there, we're nowhere near it. Lucky for us, they hit the crossbar, but either way, it was a 2-0 win for them. It would have been a 3-0 win for them. Like, nothing would have saved us. We just weren't on form there, and it's quite disappointing that we couldn't put a performance up for our home fans, but you know what can you do? We're just going to have to bounce back against Darmstadt. So there's a Darmstadt lineup. Now I'll go into what our team lineup is. Now, I think there might have been a quick turnaround or so. So we rested a lot of players, or we're just looking at playing some players in preparation for the very last game. I can't really remember my exact thinking towards this game because it's been a while since I played it. But yeah, I think I was looking at just rotating the squad, just giving a few players who haven't really played much this season a go. So if you want to know the exact details, Wieser, Kimmich and Salomon came in. Now I know it's not like heaps and heaps of players, but it's enough to make an impact. So Paulson, he plays it through the Kaiser, and to go through and shoot, and that's a really nice save by the keeper. We could have done a lot better with the finish by not putting it just directly at him. But and then Liali comes up with a big save right there. I wouldn't have blamed him if that went past. It just would have been a great goal. That little flick on was awesome. And then Paulson here, big note. You saw there was a little bit of an injury thing that came up. As you can see, there's his ankle, and he does end up having a broken ankle, and he'll be out for 3 months. They do get yellow cards, so it was a foul. It's just really disappointing that there was a foul that came off it. Then if you saw right at the start, I don't know if the transition caught it, but Koeman went down with an injury too. So that's both our starting strikers going down with an injury, and that's not good at all. We ended up having to bring on, I think, Boyd and Palacio Martinez. If you're not sure who Boyd is, I think his name's Thomas Boyd. Might be Canadian or something. I can't really remember to be exact, but he's another big unit. We could have had Fran, but we didn't. But I think this might have been the guy who did the injury on Paulson, but he ends up getting a red card. So it was up to us to take advantage of it. And as you can see, Morpay came on instead of Boyd. Sorry, don't worry about that. But yeah, we're taking advantage of it. You can see just really calm there, just pass it across to Olinga. Now, in previous FIFAs, I probably would have just tried to belt at, but I was in pretty good form, was in pretty good touch on this FIFA. Pretty used to it. And in the passing game is what I'm trying to get at. So my first option was to look for the pass, which we did, and fortunately for us, Olinga was there. We just did the triangle pass, the through ball, and it worked out well. So 1-0 win it was. It was pretty scrappy that game, but it's always going to be expected towards the end of the season. Just really disappointed that they had those injuries. There's confirmation of it there. Also, it's worth noting that some of the loans, they've expired. So that being Morpay and Wieser. Both of them didn't really play too much. Pretty much due to the fact that Wieser had Bruno in front of him, and I prefer to play Olinga as left mid because he's a natural left mid. And with Morpay, he was just there as a backup to Koeman, but Koeman ended up coming back from injury quite soon after getting Morpay. So he was a good backup. I suppose he didn't really perform as I expected him, but I don't think I can expect anybody, apart from maybe Raheem Sterling or someone, to be a like for like with Koeman. So this game we have a really different lineup. Well, in particular the centre backs, the strikers. So it was a very different game for me to play. As we go through and score there, it was a really nice goal too. Kimmich, that was his first goal. So what a way to start it. The last game, it's half time, we're up 1-0. But the team lineup that we went with, it was pretty much the same, except Boyd and Martinez were the starters. As Morpé's loan was finished, so we couldn't play him. So it was Boyd or Fran, they were our last options, and I went with Boyd just because he had a little bit better stats. He wasn't quite as slow, because it's very different going from having two genuine speedsters with Koeman and Poulsen to two target men, I suppose, or one target man and one sort of poacher sort of thing. So we had to adapt our style, but thankfully we did pick up a 1-0 victory, and yeah, that's our last home game of the season. It was a decent performance, I suppose, but we definitely dropped off towards the end of the season, but there's nothing we can do about that. So we're going to look at Hashida. He's a really big prospect. He's got a potential of 86 to 94, I believe. And then you can see Koeman, he's ready to return from his injury. 4-week injury is what he had. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you can leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!